There we go. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking on today's video. We are currently headed out to the bayou right now. So this is a spot that is well known for holding flounder this time of year. We've got some live finger mullet today. We've got a ton of artificials. I brought some gulp. I'm really hoping to get on some flounder. It's possible to even get on a redfish as well. So let's hurry up, get over to the spot, and I'll show you guys what rig we're gonna be working with. So we're here at the bayou, and check it out. If you don't know this rig just by looking at it, I feel sorry for you. But now you do know. This is the tandem rig. Tandem rig with double gulp swimming mullet on there. You can use multiple different colors. I've only got these last two chartreuse swimming mullets, but they all work pretty well. Excellent flounder bait. And the plan for right now, or plan A, is to work along this grass line, air quotes around that, for flounder here in the bayou. We got really tough conditions today, so high winds, which normally doesn't bother me, but what I'm really worried about is if you look over here, super flooded inshore conditions right now, which is always really tough to fish. When that water gets flooded, those fish have a lot more space to move around. They get real spread out, and it can be tough to find them. So flounder will normally stick to this main bayou structure. There's always bait moving in between West Bay and Christmas Bay, and I'm just really hoping we can get on some flounder here. If not, plan B is to go search for redfish, but like I said, that's going to be super tough with the conditions we have today. So all right, y'all, it has been about an hour and a half. We moved through that bayou low and slow, dude. Really working, trying to see if I could get a flounder to bite one of these gulp. They just didn't want nothing to do with it, man. So I don't know. I mean, to be fair, we've only had the one cold front, so it's definitely not the flounder run just yet. We need a little bit more cold weather, probably, you know, get into November time frame, mid-November. But I definitely wasn't expecting 0 bites. That's kind of wild to me. So our options right now are go pull around in an extremely flooded back lake for redfish that are going to be tough to find. Mind you, it is like 15-mile-per-hour winds right now, so push pulling is going to be rough. Or B, plan B, go back through the bayou and throw live finger mullet on a Carolina rig and just hope that maybe there is flounder there, but they are only keyed in on live bait. I think I'm going to go with plan B. Let's go ahead and get our finger mullet put on, show you guys that. And then I'm back to grinding, man. I'm back to grinding. Oh, please, buddy. Please go get me a dang flounder, man. I need it. I'm just gonna go slowly back through the bayou, dude. Let's go make it happen. There we go. Oh boy. Was not expecting that. Oh, come here, bud. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Speckled trout. Nice. Wow, guys. So, out of all the fish that I thought I would catch today, this speck is like a saving grace, man. It has been so slow. I've done pretty much everything I could think, man. Throwing the mullet for flounder, throwing the swimming mullet gulp for flounder, fishing, you know, choke points for reds. I just said screw it. Came out here to kind of just drift a flat, working this grass line. I mean, just look how flooded everything is, man. We are literally floating into the grass line by several feet. That is a keeper speck if I've ever seen one, though. What a fatty too. Let's go ahead and get it measured real quick. Look at that right there, beautiful speckled trout. Super happy to see this thing, man. I was hoping and praying we catch anything. Like I said, on a day like today, fish are super spread out. That is a beautiful 17.5-inch speck right there. Going home for dinner. I think that's the plan for today's video, catch and cook. I'm gonna continue fishing for a little bit here, but yeah, just very thankful to catch our one keeper. All right, real quick.
You get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to see what's in his stomach.
Yeah, I tried to see what was in my flounder's stomach and I couldn't.
Yeah.
He had nothing in it.
Well, let's see what this guy has. I always skip this part for my catch and cook, so I figure show you guys what he's been eating. Maybe it can help you if you come out here on a tough day. So let's see what's inside of this stomach of his. Well, geez, so I could even cut through the dang thing. Bro, tell me why this is the hardest stomach in the world to cut through. Looks like a bunch of shrimp, actually. Ooh, smells like bootay. Does that look like shrimp?
Yep.
Yeah, you can see the little legs. Oh, wait, no.
That's a minnow imitation, or a bait fish.
Well, you saw it here, guys. There is definitely some bones from a bait fish in there. Beautiful trout, nonetheless. Thicko girl. Let's get these air bladders out and get it cleaned up, put on ice. All right, y'all, we've got that speckled trout on ice. And for anyone who is new to the channel, this right here is the Hoagie Swimming Jack. So all of my longtime subscribers, you have probably seen me throw this a million times. It's a 4-inch paddle tail, soft plastic, and it is an absolute assassin on these fish, man. Like I said earlier, tough conditions today. We've got the marsh just completely flooded. Winds are high, those fish are spread out. Casting for 5 hours today. This is like the 5th hour of fishing. We've been throwing live mullet, cut mullet, the gulp swimming mullet. Nothing worked. Finally got the hoagies in action. And just to let y'all know, it's not like I'm sponsored by these guys. I don't have sponsors or anything like that. I just really truthfully love this lure, so I want to put y'all on, man. I'm telling you, this thing's a beast. I wouldn't steer you in the wrong direction. But yeah, also my first fish on the new rod. So this rod is actually pretty special. It's ET Coastal Rod Company, which is the company that my buddy and longtime subscriber Rainbow Sprinkles started. I'm not sure if he's actually making rods for people, but when he hit me up, he was like, hey, I'm practicing making rods, you know, would you like one? I'll build one for you. You know, I wasn't expecting too much, but I told him, yeah, for sure. And then he came out of nowhere and built like a super sick rod, dude. This thing has top of the line components, really great craftsmanship. It's even got, I mean, I'm sure this is standard on most rods. I don't wade fish a ton, but it's got the whole deal where you can measure your fish if you're out there wading. So super sick, and that's my first fish on the thing. So Eric, if you're down there, bro, of course, in the middle of my commentary, but if you're down there, it's my first fish on the new rod, bro. It's pretty sick. Reeled in that big mama speckled trout like nothing. All right, we're back at the house, and thank God for this speckled trout, man. This chunker was the only fish I could get to bite all day long. So we'll go ahead, get them filleted right now. We'll talk about what I'm doing for the cook. I'm doing something a little different today. And I also want to talk about the month of October and fishing, because it's been weird, man. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So while we're getting this guy cleaned up, let's talk about fishing, dude. Let's talk about this month of October for me. Now, it's been a crazy month, but it's hard to say in a bad way. I've had a lot of success with bull reds, like had a ton of fun catching those guys. There's not much that you're gonna find out here besides a jack that is gonna fight as hard as a bull red. It's a good time all around when you're catching those. But there has been two key things that have been missing from my fishing life here in the month of October. And number one is gonna be flounder. I've had like negative luck with flounder. And there are so many episodes that I go out and I record that you guys just will never see because it just turned out to be a trash day. Like, no luck, no fish. And I know there's some of you guys who I've posted skunks in the past just to try and keep it real because no one is out there shooting for 100 when it comes to fishing. But at the same time, I don't enjoy posting skunk videos because let's say, you know, someone new to the channel clicks on my video and then they see a skunk and they're like, what the heck is this, dude? Why am I watching this guy? Hey, get down. Down. Guy's a freaking psycho, man. So I don't always want to do that, but since I've got the time to talk to y'all about it, yeah, there's been a lot of days where I've went out like going for flounder, and I know they're there because my pops has caught a couple. Like even in today's video, spoiler alert for his video, he caught a flounder on this day, but it was just one. Like, I'm used to them being stacked up and just big numbers, man. Like, it honestly blows my mind. Like, that same spot that we were fishing today, last year, we're catching like 10 plus flounder. Not all keepers, but we're getting numbers. And then for it to be 0, that hurt my heart. So hopefully next month in November, we have some better luck, a little bit of a turnaround. And again, I don't want this to come off as complaining because I had a good month, man. We got a lot of bull reds. That's my saving grace. That's what makes me feel good about my fishing ability. But the second thing that I want to talk about, which is a little, also just kind of weird, is the lack of schooling reds that I've seen this month. So in years past, like, I've been doing this for a whole solid year now, fishing on YouTube, and I take notes and stuff. Last year this time, we were seeing schooling reds tailing in back lakes, like some of the most fun fishing you can have, where you're sight casting reds and their tails are just, they're giving themselves up. It's a ton of fun. This year, I legitimately, the whole month of October, have not seen one redfish tail. Not one. That's wild. That's insane numbers, guys. Okay, we've got a lot of scrap meat that I left behind. Good news is that guy will eat it. But yeah, I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. You know, when you get out there, obviously the conditions aren't always perfect. And to be real, thinking about it, earlier this month when I got out there, it was a similar idea to what happened today, where it's just flooded. Like, you know, I don't care who you are. You go out there and the conditions are flooded when you decide to go fishing. You're not going to be seeing no tails. You're not going to see crap because those fish are going to be completely submerged. So, a little weird this month. Wanted to talk about that. Maybe you guys down in the comments. I know I have a lot of kayak fishermen who watch from the area. Am I tweaking? Did you guys have luck this month and I'm just, you know, a freaking lame duck? Or has it been a weird month of fishing? Because besides the bull reds, it has been, it's been tough inshore. That's all I'm gonna say, it's been tough inshore. So while we're getting the skins cleaned up off of these fillets, let's go ahead and talk about what we're gonna be doing for this catch and cook and kind of the inspiration behind it. So in our most recent bull red fishing video, we're out there with our new buddy, Daniel. We were just chatting, you know, it was our first time meeting, and he asked me, he was like, so what's your favorite fish to eat? And I thought about it, and the sad truth is, I don't really have a favorite fish. You know, every time I do a catch and cook, I always come up with these extravagant recipes with a lot of fancy sauces, creams, sides, and I never really get to taste just the fish. So I didn't have a square answer for the guy, and that has made me decide that what I'm going to start doing is when I catch a fish that I've never had before, I'm going to hit it with some salt and pepper fry it up, and we are just going to enjoy the fish. Really soak in the essence and the flavor of just the fillet and that meat. So today's video, I'm starting off with trout. It's going to be number 1 on the list because it's going to be the only one I've done so far. And we're just going to talk about, the texture, the flavor of the fish. Is it oily? Is it not oily? And so I haven't really seen a ton of people doing this on YouTube. So I think it will be cool. And maybe by the end of it, after catching a bunch of different species, I will finally be able to know what is my favorite fish to eat. So for the cook, like I said, we're doing it real simple. We got equal parts butter and olive oil in the pan. That is nice and hot and ready, like a Little Caesar's pizza. Great looking fillet here. Got it nice and cleaned up. And as promised, we are doing the simple salt and pepper taste test rub. That's what I will call it. So I feel kind of gross because I just got my hands covered in raw fish. So I'm going to go ahead and wash that before we dig into our rub. Got to keep things sanitary over here. And here we go. We're just going to do a simple coating. Flip. Go ahead and get this in the pan. Beautiful. I'll check back in when it's time to flip. Look at that. That actually looks really good. It smells, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, the smell is just super fishy. But I'm optimistic, man. I'm hoping for the best. Everyone says speckled trout is like their favorite fish here on the Gulf Coast. Alright, y'all, this is looking ready to rumble. I don't think we had enough oil and butter in the pan. Look at that. That's just sad. That's just sad to see. The fillet stuck. Looks like we're going to be getting negative points on presentation there. Fillet kind of fell apart. Not ideal, but that's not what we're here for. We're here for the taste test. So, moment of truth. I always like to eat this bit first. The thinner side just gets a little more crispy. And that is still steaming hot. Give it the classic cool down blow. Here goes nothing. All right. Wow. One bite. One bite. Okay, I'm gonna try and be as objective as possible with this. Flavor, it tasted fishy, man. I know everyone loves trout. To me, it has that fish oil flavor in it. Like, even with the salt and pepper, which is basic seasoning. It was a good seasoning. But as you chew and you get the rendered fat, it seems almost it just seems fishy. It's like eating raw tuna fish almost. Not raw tuna fish, but a can of tuna fish. Texture-wise, it's pretty good. It's different from redfish, which I really do love redfish texture. I will say speckled trout has more of like a flaky. It falls apart a lot more than redfish meat does. It's not bad. It's definitely better than like sand trout. If you've ever had sand trout, their meat is like grainy, super grainy. But I mean, honestly, I don't think speckled trout is going to be too hard to beat. Cause yeah, I don't love it. I don't love it. I'm gonna eat it. So I wish I would have thought this through, because after the initial taste, now I've just got a whole fillet of boring salt and pepper fish. I'm gonna eat it. Like I said, it's not bad. And the more you eat it, different spots of the fillet are less fishy. I will say I didn't bleed that guy very well. I know a lot of people say you don't need to bleed speckled trout. I like to bleed all my fish. It's just something I do. And I've noticed When I do bleed them well and there's not like a ton of blood, like a really red fillet, it tastes a lot less fishy. So yeah, overall, speckled trout is #1 on the list. It is the best fish I've tasted so far. It's the only fish I've tasted so far. So be sure to hit that subscribe button so you guys can come back and see the next fish we eat, where we rate it. Comment down below, what are your thoughts on speckled trout? Have you ever tried just a plain speckled trout salt and pepper fillet? Because yeah, the flavor of the fish, it was fishy, I'm gonna be honest. Texture was good, and that's my overall notes for this one. So if you guys enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up button, and I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all's day. Peace.